Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Boop, boop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, happy Friday, and welcome back to my channel. It is the weekend, and listen, Linda, this weekend, it is finally going to be cooler weather. Weather that you would find in the autumn. And I am living for it. So, I hope everybody had a great week and a great day. It is the weekend. Time to party. So, last night, it was Thursday. And if it was Thursday, then I watched not one, but two reality TV shows on ABC's reality show lineup. And I'm going to cover the first one today, and then the second one tomorrow. Today I'm going to cover the Golden Bachelor. Tomorrow it will be Bachelor in Paradise. Listen, I'm going to preface this by saying I have watched The Bachelor, I've watched The Bachelor and The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. I started off watching them and I watched them faithfully, and then for some reason, for a few years there, I stopped watching them and I restarted watching them a few seasons ago. I believe I started back watching it with Colton, maybe? Anyways, and it's my second season of watching Bachelor in Paradise. I have to say, going into the Golden Bachelor, I was skeptical. I thought, because the way that they kind of made the Golden Bachelor seem like, they made it seem like it was going to be real skeevy and shady and like seniors getting freaky. So I was going into the Golden Bachelor quite pessimistic. I'm happy to say that that is not the case at all. I'm going to tell you, and I told my mother this today, this is honestly, I am enjoying this even more than the original Bachelor, and this is probably my favorite show of the year. I'm really just loving this show. It is everything that the other one is not. That's not to say that I will not watch the traditional Bachelor, because I always will. But this is just a breath of fresh air for TV and for reality TV. So let's get into last night's episode. Last night's episode, the ladies moved into the house. They moved into the mansion. I never knew that the shower was that big, that you could fit that many people in it. But they move in and they toast. I'm loving that they toasted Jerry and then they toasted Social Security. But who exactly decided to give seniors bunk beds? I don't understand that. And I guess with people moving out, not everybody's going to have to, people are not going to have to be in bunk beds too long. But I thought it was so cute that like the one woman said, I'll take the bunk beds. Do you want the top or the bottom? And the one woman was like, I think it was Sandra that said, I can't take the top. I just had my knees done. I love all of that. Like, I love the fact that the one woman had said she has to be closer to the door because she gets up a lot to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I just love these women so much. They seem to be so supportive of one another. So the date card comes, first date card comes. I thought it was indicative of the women's, age, but I thought it was adorable too. Jesse set the date card down and he's like, here you go. And everybody's looking at like, what? And the woman said, what is that? He said, it's a date card. So first one-on-one date goes to Teresa. I was surprised, but I was happy that Teresa got it. She seems like a nice woman. She seems like a very, just a nice, sweet woman. And here's the thing about being supportive, because in the Bachelor, the original, I don't know that any of the other women would do this, but it's Teresa's one-on-one date. And Susan, who had been a hairdresser for 35 years, she went and she did her hair real nice and everything. I mean, that was ruined when she got in the convertible, but I thought that was so sweet. So They leave in a beautiful vintage convertible. Now listen, I love this whole episode. This part got me a little upset because, okay, the guy is 71 years old, 71, 72 years old. He has never driven in California, let alone on a freeway. He's from northern Indiana, never driven in California or freeway. They put him in this, he has to drive on the freeway. He's in his 70s at night, never been to this place before. And if that is not nerve-wracking enough, then his headlights go out. So he's driving without headlights. I mean, you couldn't have this be during the day, or you couldn't have had them being driven there in like a limousine or something. I mean, so he wouldn't have to be driving at night on the California freeway with no headlights. I thought that was just, I didn't even think it was rude. I thought it was unsafe. Like, I get it that the producers were there and they could have guided him, but I just thought that was ignorant. Like, I didn't like that. That actually made me a little mad. And it's making me a little mad now. Why are you going to do that? No, I didn't like that at all. But during that, Teresa reached over and she put her hand on his shoulder and it calmed him down. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm going to cry during this. I cried last night and I'm going to cry during this probably. I'm just too emotional. So that's another thing. Don't watch the show if you're in your period. I'm not, but don't watch a show if it's that time of the month for you. Your emotions are gonna be literally cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs everywhere. So they got to their destination. It was a 1950s diner. They had sat down. They shared a milkshake, and Teresa started talking about her husband. And her husband, there's a lot of similarities in the story, in the two stories, the stories of the spouses, of Jerry's and Teresa's. Teresa had been married to her high school sweetheart for like 40 some years. He ended up having, I think, maybe a liver infection. And she said that he took a turn for the worse. She ran home and she was there for his last breath. And oh my goodness. And in that moment, Jerry had said that he typically, in this instance, would like cry, but he felt like a connection to Teresa, and she has a very calming sense about her. And it kind of was almost like they were sort of like, he didn't really feel alone because they were together in their grief. But and this is a theme of the whole show. This whole show tonight, it seems like the whole series is about just hope. And she had said, that there's hope that she's going to find her person. And then Jerry had said, you can't stop believing. And listen, I know some people are going to be like, well, it was kind of hokey and kind of like corny that they then played this song and they were dancing. Listen, I thought it was so sweet. And just so genuine and so wholesome. But he had said, you can't ever stop believing. And then they played the Journey song and people in the diner started dancing and there was a flash mob and they went outside and I'm just crying because it is so very sweet. And they were dancing and then he gave her the rose. And I'm going to tell you, it was just, it was honestly, I'm going to say, for people who are saying it was corny, it was really, honestly, it was one of my favorite dates on any of the Bachelor shows. It just really was, because it was so, it was so genuine. It was so heartfelt. And I just loved it so much. Next was the group date. So the group date, this was a romance novel cover shoot. This was funny, and it was basically a show that you can be sexy at any age, and you can do anything you want at any age. I feel like maybe a person that might be causing some drama in the future, I could see would maybe be Leslie, because the ladies had to pick out their outfit, and then they were part of a group that did a photo shoot. Well, I guess Leslie wanted the 70s. Natasha got there before her and took the 70s. So she had to dress up in like some biker, they said it was 80s wear. I didn't think it was 80s wear. It was more of like just like biker chicks. And for part of it, she was kind of upset that Natasha had gotten what she wanted to wear. So I can kind of maybe see her maybe causing a little drama. The one thing about this was one of the groups of ladies, one of the things that the ladies could dress up in was wedding dresses. I'm going to tell you, I don't know how smart it was for producers to make widows dress in wedding dresses. I'm just saying, I mean, this could maybe bring back memories of their wedding day, and then that could maybe make them a little sad. Well, that's what happened with Nancy. Nancy just got real upset because the last time she wore her wedding dress was at her wedding. Her husband had passed away, and it just made her think of her husband and made her miss her husband. And Gary had noticed that she was kind of off during the day, and he asked her, you know, is something wrong? And she had said exactly what it was. And he really connected to her, and he made her feel like she wasn't alone, and like it's okay to think that, and that he's there. And he just came off as very caring and very grounded for her. And then afterwards they had like their after party, you know, after shoot party. And he was getting to know the women all on a deeper level. And the group rose went to Nancy. I was happy to see that. Next day was Gary's birthday. Gary shows up at the mansion. Nobody's around. And then goes into the backyard, and the ladies threw him a surprise party. I thought that was sweet. Once again, are the ladies on any other bachelor going to get along as well and just throw him a party? I mean, they might, but then they would just try and like make it all about themselves. And these women didn't. Fabulous Susan popped out of a cake, and it was all so much fun. They did different things like play golf, and they just had a lot of fun. Well, Susan, speaking of Susan, listen, Susan might be one of my favorites on this show because she gets up early. She's making meatball, chicken piccata, and she's making sauce and sausage and peppers. Listen, Susan is in my definite top 3. Anybody who's getting up and is making meatballs and sausage at 8 o'clock in the morning, yes, you go, girl. She is one of my people. Another thing that I thought was really sweet was Gary had given Ellen a framed picture from the day before. She was in a wedding dress, and it was such a sweet photo. So he framed it and he gave it to her, and she loved it. She cried, and this is just a great example of how I feel like Gary's really listening, and these women are just feeling like they're being seen and heard, and they feel special. And I love that. I just love that about this show. Next we have the rose ceremony. So here we go. The rose ceremony, who's in? Well, the first rose went to Leslie. So it's Leslie, Joan, Edith, Ellen, Sandra, Susan, Christina, Faith, April, Chicken Lady, and last one, Kathy. I don't know if I think Kathy might be among the next to go. I am kind of surprised that she made it this time. And not getting Rose was Natasha, Jeannie, and the other blonde that I don't know her name. I'm sorry. If you know who the other blonde was, let me know, but I don't remember. Pam, maybe? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know. Here's the thing, though. The one person that I noticed that wasn't there was Marina. She was the Indian woman from last week. Very pretty, very pretty. She had the gray. She had a really, really sharp haircut, but she had the gray in here. I thought she was so beautiful. I don't know where she was. And you know what? It didn't hit me until like the rose ceremony. I was like, wait a minute. Where is that Marina? So she wasn't there. I don't know what's going on with that. Looks like next week some people are going to be getting jealous, and it also looks like someone is going to be maybe self-eliminating, because it looks like they're saying that they can't do it. They just can't do it anymore. And listen, this is the very last listen. And listen, Linda, because if Golden Bachelor producers or Bachelor producers are listening to this, which they're not, they don't know me, you don't know my name, you don't know my name, they don't know my name, they don't watch this channel. But Natasha, somebody get Natasha on board working for ABC, because she had the best suggestion I've heard on any reality TV show. And that is 3 words: chair, rose ceremony. And she's right. Let these people sit down for the rose ceremony. We got people up there who are in their 60s, their 70s, and on. Put them in some chairs. You got chair aerobics, you got chair exercises, you got chair yoga. Why not have a chair rose ceremony? I agree. So there we go. Let me know in the comments if you watched, what you thought of it. And once again, listen, if you did not watch it and you do watch it, please get yourself some Kleenex, get yourself some tissues. Don't watch it on that time of the month, because you're going to be all over the place. It's not my time of the month, but listen, I was all over the place. I love this show, and I love this show. I love it. I hope you're watching it, and I hope you're loving it too. With that being said, tomorrow I'm going to be filming Bachelor in Paradise. Oh, that was a mess. That was some spicy drama, courtesy of Hurricane Hannah Brown on the sandy beaches of Paradise. So I'm going to be covering that tomorrow. But in case nobody told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, positivity, and understanding out there. Please, no matter where you're at, please stay aware of your surroundings. Please stay safe. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so cool tomorrow. So I will see you tomorrow, and I love you, and pumpkin pie wishes and apple kisses. I don't know what that is. Bye, guys.